Hello and welcome from the White Ozarks and Mountain Patriot Homestead. Yes, winter finally arrived here in the Ozarks. We were beginning to wonder if it was just going to pass us by this year, but we did get some of that white stuff, and we have been, of course, doing that extra cooking that always comes along whenever we have some winter weather and we're kind of stuck in the house a little bit more. And I had a pot of chili that I fixed and had leftovers from that. I also had some wieners in the freezer, and so I decided that I wanted hot dogs, but there was one problem with that plan. I didn't have any hot dog buns. So, simple enough, I'm going to get in the kitchen and make some hot dog buns. So, come along with me and let's make them together. Begin by warming 1 cup of whole milk to 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. To that, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 teaspoons of yeast. Mix that well, and you're going to set that aside and let it proof for 5 minutes. You'll start seeing the mixture bubbling and just turning frothy, and you'll know that your yeast is good, and you can start putting your other ingredients together. Now, in a large mixing bowl, add 2½ cups of all-purpose flour and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix those 2 ingredients together well, because you're fixing to add your wet ingredients, which is going to consist of that yeast mixture that you have. Just pour that right in there. You can see how it's gotten bubbly and frothed up. So you add that to your flour. Next is 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Just pour that right in there. And I just give it a little stir because I don't want to put an egg right in there on top of my warm butter and take a chance of cooking my egg. So I just kind of stir it up to cool it off just a little bit. And then I add 1 egg in there with it. And I am going to just mix this up. You can mix it up with a spoon. You can mix it up like I'm doing here with a little rubber spatula, because it doesn't take a lot. You're trying to get it to come together. You don't need a mixer or anything. I mean, this is about as simple as you can get. And it doesn't take but just a couple of minutes of just stirring and rolling it back on itself until it comes together. It is not going to be a pretty dough. Actually, in the recipe, it's described as shaggy. So this is how it's supposed to look. And once you get it all mixed up together like that, you're going to cover it and let it rest for about 5 minutes. The recipe itself calls for 2 3/4 cups of flour, and you'll notice that we only put 2½ cups in the original portion of the recipe. Now we're going to be adding that last 1/4 cup as we knead that dough. We are going to put it on the lightly floured surface, and we're just going to put that dough out there and gradually knead that last 1/4 cup of flour in there. No more. Don't put any extra flour in there. And you're just going to start kneading it and folding in that last 1/4 cup of flour until it is all incorporated into your dough. And it is a soft dough. It is not stiff at all. And that is going to make such a nice soft hot dog bun when you're done. Return the dough to the bowl, and you're going to grease the surface with oil, or you can use butter. Then you're going to cover it again, and this time you're going to let it rest for 30 minutes. The dough's almost finished resting. I'm just lightly flouring a surface here because I am going to punch that dough down and then lay it out on this surface. And this dough is so nice and soft. I'm just going to roll it out here and just try to shape it up in a shape where I can get it divided into 8 pieces. And you just get it figured out. However, I just kind of made it up into just a ball so I could just divide it into those 8 pieces. Just going to cut it up. Now, does it have to be absolutely precise? It can be if you want it to, but I just kind of eyeballed it, and I think they come out pretty good. Now, if there's someone on here that's a professional baker, please comment down below on the best way of shaping these buns. If you do this professionally, or even if you don't, if you do it more than I do, how do you make these more pretty? I just kept kind of rolling like I was playing with Play-Doh and kind of shaped them up, and they didn't turn out perfect, but I was able to get a hot dog in them. But how do you do it to make it look better? Just let us know down in the comments below. So I just kept playing around with them until I got them into as well of a log hot dog shape as I could. And then I've come back with 1 egg, and I'm just kind of egg washing them here. Just putting this over the tops and sides. That'll give them a pretty brown color. I'm just doing that to each one, just right before they do the last rise of 15 minutes. After that 15-minute rise, they are going to go into a 350-degree oven for 15 minutes. And once that 15 minutes is over, here was the outcome. And they look decent, but they smell wonderful. So let's assemble some hot dogs. Now, these are still hot. Probably would have behooved me to wait just a little bit, but they smelled so good, and I wanted to serve them while they were still hot. And you can see the color on them are just beautiful. And I got the makings on them for my husband. He doesn't like them fancy. He just wants the meat, chili, and cheese, and he's good to go. And this is just mine. Again, I've got a little mustard in mine, but otherwise we didn't go with any fancy toppings. Just plain old chili dog, and we were good to go. Well, here we are. I'm on take 2 of the wrap up because we done it all. It went perfectly, and then I realized I hadn't hit record.
She took a picture.
I took a picture. But anyway, since I didn't do a taste test at the end of getting the hot dog buns ready, I thought I would bring in someone that you can count on to always tell you the truth on how they believe something turned out. And so for the hot dog buns today, how do you think?
They were good. They were the best hot dogs I've had all day.
Even though it's the only hot dogs he's had all day, they're the best he's had all day. So
they're better than the ones you get at the store.
So, there we go. I'll take that. So even though we had to do a repeat of this, that's better than what he said the first time. So hey, and
this is turning into my garlic bread.
Yeah, he's already gave me an assignment that these leftover hot dog buns he wants as garlic bread. So there's a second use for them, but you can also take that dough, make them make them round, or I don't care, whatever shape you want to make them, and make them into hamburger buns as well. So
how about pretzels?
I don't know. We might have to try that. So anyway, there you go. So multi-use dough, and we got hot dogs out of them. Apparently we're going to have garlic bread out of them. And if you try it, let me know down in the comments below what you think about them, and if you've made your own hot dog buns before. So we're going to get out of here, but we're glad that you stopped by, and we love y'all. Come back again real soon. Mountain Patriot Homestead, signing out.
Bye.
Bye.